A gang who plotted a robbery which led to the death of a family man who was only ever kind, have been jailed for a combined total of more than 125 years. Mark Noke, 64, suffered a fatal stab to his right lung when he opened the door of his flat in Warburton Road, Southampton, Hampshire, on the 25th of February last year to find a group of men wearing masks. The trial at Winchester Crown Court of 5 men charged with his murder heard that Mr Noke was threatened with a gun to his head before he was stabbed. Kieran Thomas Claffey, 29, Leighton James Tabone, 24, and Justin Lee Roach, 40, were all found guilty of murder. Bradley James Odell, 22, and Aaron Paul Dean Morgan, 32, were both convicted of manslaughter. Sentencing them, Judge Mr Justice Jeremy Baker said, "It was clear Mark Noke was kind and much loved and cherished." DI Howard Broadribb, who oversaw the major crime investigation, said this case resulted from the senseless killing of Mark Noke. He had done nothing to deserve the mindless and abhorrent violence he was met with on that night in February last year, and my thoughts are with his family. They have shown great courage throughout this process, and our investigation team have worked tirelessly to piece together the movements of those involved and seek to provide some justice for Mark's family. Although no sentence will ever be able to return Mark to them, nor fill the void left by his death, I hope knowing each of the people involved is now in jail will provide them some closure. Justin Lee Roach had dressed as a pizza delivery man to gain entry to the flats where Mr Noke lived in Warburton Road. However, they took a wrong turn and instead of going to their intended target, ended up forcing their way into Mr Noke's flat, demanding to know the whereabouts of a man and woman. The group had been searching for 30,000 in cash and 2 kilograms of cannabis. Mr Noke, who had no previous criminal history, had a gun pointed at his head and was stabbed in the chest before the group fled the scene. Having managed to call 999, Mr Noke was unable to be saved and was tragically pronounced dead at the scene. At the beginning of the trial, Claffey pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit robbery, while the jury convicted the other 4 of the same offence. 2 further men had already pleaded guilty to conspiring to commit robbery but did not attend the flats themselves to participate in it. Daniel Alexander Bull, 31, of Valentine Avenue, Southampton, and Harley Wilson, 21, of International Way, Southampton, pleaded guilty before the trial. A comprehensive investigation by Hampshire Police's major crime team saw 818 statements taken, 873 hours of CCTV footage reviewed, 3,585 exhibits documented, 394 officers involved in the investigation, 520 house-to-house visits, 145 mobile phones or SIM cards recovered and examined, an estimated 38,342 hours of overall police work, 14 weeks from the murder to charge of 7 defendants who have been remanded in HMP since the 8th of June 2023. Tabone of No Fixed Abode, Odell of Blendworth Lane, Southampton, Morgan of No Fixed Abode, and Roach had all pleaded not guilty to murder, manslaughter, and conspiracy to commit robbery, but were found guilty by a jury after a 7-week trial. Claffey of Keynsham Road pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit robbery, but denied the murder and manslaughter. The judge jailed Tabone and Roach for life with a minimum of 27 years and Claffey for life with a minimum of 29 years. Odell was jailed for 15 years, Bull for 8 years, and Wilson for 7.5 years. DI Howard Broadribb added, the 5 men jailed are all equally as liable as each other. Together they planned to commit robbery and went mob-handed, expecting to use their power in numbers where they're to be met with resistance. It was together they armed themselves with a knife and a gun, intending serious harm in order to get their way and steal the money and drugs they were seeking. And it was together they showed no remorse, instead making great efforts to evade being identified by deleting phone messages, discarding phones, and selling the car they used within days. Together they thought they had done enough to evade capture and avoid the accountability for the life they had taken. Please like this video, please comment, and I would love it if you could subscribe to my crime channel. Thank you.